was a girl, Dennis.
What do you mean?
The package was a girl.
What? What happened?
We're in this together.
There was some bad people wanting to hurt that girl.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2022 thriller Paradise Highway, a film that is written and directed by Anna Guto, and it stars Juliette Binoche, Frank Grillo, Morgan Freeman and Cameron Monaghan, and Hayla Finlay. Now the film focuses on Juliette Binoche's character Sally, who is a truck driver. Her brother, played by Frank Grillo, Dennis, is inside. He's a prisoner. She goes to visit him and she's informed by her brother that he's in danger, and she has to complete a task for him, which is basically pick up a package and drop it off somewhere. If she doesn't do this, his life will be in danger inside. So she has no choice really. She goes to the pickup point and it turns out that her package is in fact a little girl. When she goes reluctantly to drop off this package, as an incident takes place and she has to take this kid on the run with her, all in the while being chased by the people involved in the child trafficking, but also Morgan Freeman and his partner, Cameron Monaghan, are hot on the trail as well. Right, what are my thoughts on Paradise Alley? Well, while much of this film, you could argue, is pretty middle-of-the-road type stuff, I think what elevates this to being really quite a watchable film are the performances. Now, you've got Juliette Binoche here, who's really going against type here. I mean, she's been in, in things like The English Patient and Chocolat, and, she's a quite refined French actress. And she's playing this rough and ready, like, American trucker, and it's just not a role you expect her to play, and she's surprisingly good here in this, and she certainly makes the film really quite watchable, of this down on her luck type of, a trucker. She behaves like a trucker, she swears like a sailor, she gets drunk in bars, all this kind of stuff, and she carries the role off much better than you might expect. And there's quite a lot of initially resentment towards this little girl because it's interrupting her life and causing her problems with her and her brother. And then, as you would imagine, this is like a road trip type film as a bond develops between her and the girl. But it kind of feels a natural growth in their relationship. It doesn't feel forced or anything like that. And it does help that Hayla Finlay, who plays the little girl, is quite a natural young actress as well, and I suspect being under the wing of Juliette Binoche has done her no harm at all in this film, so the pair of them are quite watchable. But also, you've got some solid performances by the supporting cast here. Morgan Freeman, for one. Now, when I saw that Morgan Freeman was in this film, I just assumed it would be for like 5-10 minutes, but he's actually got quite a large role here. He's almost got second billing here. Well, he has got second billing. He's in this film quite a lot with Dominic Monaghan, who plays his partner, and they're like on the trail of this child trafficking ring and this truck. And so they're kind of searching on like the truck rest stops and all this kind of stuff, trying to search and find where this girl is, because Morgan Freeman genuinely wants to help this little girl. But Juliette Binoche doesn't really know this. She's just trying to kind of, keep herself away from the law, but also trying to keep her brother alive, but trying to make the right decisions, which is never easy. The one here that kind of doesn't fit this puzzle quite well is Frank Grillo. Now, I like Frank Grillo, and I comment quite a lot when he does like these, I don't know how you would describe this, as like a low-budget type indie affair. He doesn't seem to fit it, and it's a film he doesn't necessarily need to do. I think for me, Frank Grillo, when he does some of the movies that he does, like Cop Shop and all this stuff, these action stuff that he does, and he's quite good at that sort of stuff. And then when he jumps ship and does like these like indie thriller stroke dramas, it doesn't seem to fit, and he's kind of, I don't know if he's trying to be some kind of chameleon of an actor or something like this, but he's not in it an awful lot. He's in prison for most of the film. and the part that he plays in it, you will be, it's not hard to figure out what his role is in the film. Certainly when he gets out of prison. So he's the only one really that doesn't fit, and that's not because he's bad in the film or anything. He just does. Him as an actor doesn't suit this film for me personally, anyway. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing really here that's going to keep you on the edge of your seat. I mean, there's no massive real threat. There's not like reams of bad guys chasing after Juliette Binoche and this little kid. Yes, there's these child traffickers that are trying to find where she is, but you've also got Morgan Freeman and his partner figure trying to figure out where she is and that kind of stuff. So there's not like, to say this is a thriller, it's not edge of the seat stuff, and you're not kind of, heart in your mouth sort of thing, and ooh, what's going to happen here and there. It's a pretty middle of the road type film with some pretty strong performances that is ultimately really quite watchable, but it ain't gonna change your world. You're not going to turn this off and think, wow, that's a film of the year contender or anything like that. I think there's a place for these kind of films to exist in the market. These sort of middle of the road type films. It doesn't have to be, extravagant stuff. It doesn't have to be full of award-winning performances. It doesn't have to be full of huge explosions and stunts. And this film has none of that, really. It's got established veteran actors in here. I think Juliette Binoche is an Oscar winner, Morgan Freeman as well. So you've got these, industry veterans putting in very professional performances here. And they're all kind of taking the material seriously and really trying to, respect it. And, for me, that means a lot when I'm watching a film like this. So while this might not necessarily make my film of the year contender list by the end of the year, it's a film that I have quite enjoyed watching, and it's a film I can recommend to you if this sounds like your sort of thing. Nothing amazing, but yeah, it actually surprised me because I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was, and it certainly kept me engaged anyway, even if it was pretty predictable. So I'm going to give it a fairly solid 6 out of 10. Worth checking out if it does sound like your sort of thing. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll be back with more reviews on the channel very, very soon.